Oh boy, everyone, let's talk about love. Just kidding. Let's talk about heartbreak instead, because that's way more relatable. You know that feeling when you think it's going to last forever, but then it turns out to be never ever? Yeah, that. My story began on a very specific day, a date etched in my heart and mind for the longest time. July 12th, 2016. That was the day my world stopped. The day Angeline decided that my part in her life was over. It was just like a TV show, right? Suddenly, a fade to black. The confetti stopped falling, the music died down, and I was left standing in the middle of the dance floor, wondering what just happened. It was the official start of my journey through the University of Heartbreak, with a major in moving on and a minor in how to forget you. The first few days, weeks, even months felt like a blur. It was like watching a movie over and over again, and each time you watched it, you hoped the ending would change. But no, ouch. The pain was so real you could almost touch it. Every song on the radio was about her. Every couple I saw holding hands made me want to shout, "I wish I had that." That's how intense it was. I started counting the days. Day 1, day 2, day 7. I thought maybe after a week it would get better. Well, it didn't. It was just the beginning of a very, very, very long countdown. A countdown not to a happy new year, but to the day my heart would finally stop aching. It was a time of immense sadness, a period where even the brightest, sunniest day felt gloomy and gray. The heartbreak was not just an emotional thing, it became a physical calendar marked by tears. Each day was a small battle. Waking up was the first challenge because dreams were the only place where we were still okay. Then you face reality and boom, pain. I remember marking my calendar with a sad face emoji for every single day that passed. It was my weird little ritual, a way of acknowledging the pain instead of pretending it wasn't there. People would tell me time heals all wounds. And I'd think to myself, how long, friend? Can we fast forward? Little did I know, this timeline would stretch for years, turning my life into a long-running drama series with no commercial breaks. So, this journey of unloving someone I deeply loved began. It was a messy, complicated, and often ugly process. There were days I was strong and days I was a complete wreck. It's like being on a roller coaster you didn't sign up for. It goes up, giving you a glimmer of hope that you're finally over it. Then it plunges down and you're back to square one, crying over old photos at 3 a.m. This period, this long and winding road from Angeline, officially started on that fateful Tuesday in July, and it would take a very, very long time, down to the last second, before I would see the finish line and finally declare myself healed and ready for what's next. So how long did this unbeatable heartbreak last? Let's get into the math, because my feelings were so over the top I had to put a number on them. The official end date of my misery was April 13th, 2025. Yes, 2025. So long, right? It's like a president's term, with an extension. So from July 12th, 2016 to April 13th, 2025, that's a grand total of 8 years, 9 months, and 2 days. Imagine, 8 years. A kid would be in elementary school by then. That's how long I was enrolled in this subject. It was a long and painful journey, where every tick of the clock was a reminder of what I had lost. But counting it now makes me realize how much strength I actually had to endure all of it. Let's break it down further, my friends, so you can really feel the drama. Let's convert this into a single unit days. We have 3,197 days. 3,197 days of waking up with a heavy heart. That's 3,197 sunrises I watched, hoping each new day would be the one. You know how we got that number? We counted the days from July 12th, 2016 to April 13th, 2025. This includes all the leap years, the holidays, the birthdays, and the Christmases I spent feeling incomplete. Every single day was a battle. It was 3,197 chances to either give up or to fight for my own happiness. It was hard, but somehow I survived each one. Now, for the more dramatic people like me, let's go deeper. Let's convert those 3,197 days into hours. That's 76,728 hours. 76,728 hours of overthinking, of asking what if, of replaying memories in my head. It's like having a broken record in your mind. Imagine the number of hours I spent staring at the ceiling, listening to sad songs, or just trying to distract myself. That's a lot of time that I could have spent being happy, but heartbreak had other plans for me. It's a huge number, and it represents every single hour of struggle, every moment of quiet desperation that no one else saw. And for the grand finale of our pain calculation, let's do the seconds. Are you ready? My heartbreak lasted for a whopping 276,220,800 seconds. Every second was a tick of the clock reminding me she wasn't coming back. Can you imagine that? 250 million seconds. It sounds crazy, but that's what it felt like. An eternity of waiting for the pain to subside. Each second was a tiny drop of sorrow that, when collected together, formed an ocean of heartache. But looking at that number now, it feels like a trophy. A trophy for surviving the longest, most painful marathon of my life. So we've talked about the big numbers, but let's look at it from another angle. How many months did I suffer? Let's be precise, it was 105.03 months. 105 months? That's more than 100 chances to pay a credit card bill. But for me, it was 100 months of paying an emotional debt. Every month that passed felt like a small victory, but also a sad reminder of how long it had been. I'd see the calendar flip from one month to the next, and a small part of me would say, okay, another month survived. It was a cycle of hope and disappointment month after month after month. The .03 at the end represents those extra couple of days, proving that heartbreak doesn't care about clean, round numbers. Let's look at it in weeks. The total number of weeks I spent in this state of emotional limbo was 456. 456 weeks. That's 456 Sundays that felt extra lonely. That's 456 Mondays I had to drag myself out of bed and face the world with a brave face. Each week was a new chapter in my survival guide. Week 1 was denial. Week 10 was anger. Week 52 was a sad anniversary. Week 200 was a mix of acceptance and lingering sadness. It's a long time to be stuck in one emotional place. It's like watching 456 episodes of the same sad TV show, and you are the main character who can't seem to find a happy ending. Throughout this entire timeline, my feelings were like the weather here, unpredictable. One day I'd be laughing with friends, feeling like I was finally free. I'd think to myself, yes, I'm cured, the new me is here. Then out of nowhere, a random memory, a scent, or a song would play, and I'd be pulled right back into the storm. It was a constant push and pull between moving forward and being dragged back. It was exhausting. There were moments of clarity and hope, but they were often followed by waves of sadness. It was a journey of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes it was 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The hardest part of this long timeline was feeling like I was alone in it, even when surrounded by people. My friends were supportive, of course. They would say, "You'll get over it," or "There are other fish in the sea." But they didn't understand the depth of the calculation. They didn't know I was counting the minutes and seconds. This internal clock of pain was my secret burden. It was a personal battle fought in the silence of my own mind. And for 3,197 days, I fought it, hoping that one day the clock would finally stop. I just had to endure the 4,603,680 minutes of it first. Every story, no matter how long or painful, has an ending. My heartbreak era officially concluded on April 13th, 2025. On that day, I woke up and something was different. The sun seemed a little brighter. The birds sounded a little cheerier. I thought about Angeline, and for the first time in 8 years, 9 months and 2 days, I didn't feel a pang of sadness. There was no anger, no regret, just a peaceful sense of closure. It was like the final credits of a very long movie had rolled, and I was finally able to leave the cinema. I smiled a genuine, unforced smile. The countdown was over. The pain was gone. I was finally, truly, and completely free. The very next day, April 14th, 2025, was like the first day of the rest of my life. It was a blank slate, a new chapter waiting to be written, and as fate would have it, that's the day I met Zaira. It wasn't planned. It wasn't something I was looking for. It just happened. She walked into my life so unexpectedly, like a beautiful plot twist I never saw coming. It was as if the universe waited for me to completely heal, to close the book on Angeline, before it introduced the new main character of my story. Meeting her felt different. There was no baggage, no ghosts of the past, just a clean, exciting start. With Zaira, everything felt light. The conversations were easy. The laughter was real. It was a stark contrast to the heavy, complicated emotions that had defined my life for so long. It made me realize that all that time I spent healing wasn't wasted. It was necessary. I had to go through that entire 276,220,800 second ordeal to become the person I needed to be. someone who was whole again, someone who was ready to love without fear. It taught me that you can't rush healing. You have to respect the timeline, no matter how ridiculously long it is. You have to feel the pain to get past it. So, to anyone out there who is currently counting the days, hours, and seconds of their heartbreak, listen up, it's okay. Count if you must. Cry if you need to. Your timeline is your own. It might be long, it might be painful, but I promise you, it has an end date. You will survive it. And one day, you'll wake up and the counting will stop. You'll be ready for your own April 14th, your own Zaira, your own new beginning. And trust me, after everything you've been through, you will deserve every second of that new happiness. Isn't that beautiful? Wow!